Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sorting Hat Podcast, where everything and anything can and will be sorted. I am your host, Michael Barryte, joined by my co-host, Katie Reed.
Let's get wasted!
We're certainly getting wasted, because on this episode of the podcast, we have our guest, Matt Duran.
What's up, and what's the...
And the general conceit of the show is our guest is an expert or somewhat knowledgeable or a fan on the theme that we're then going to be sorting within that category. And when we asked Matt what he was knowledgeable about, he said beer. And so...
I also said hockey.
Right. And at some point we landed on beer.
We're Americans. No, thank you.
Yep. But just to add an extra bit of flavor to this alcohol-induced episode, we are going to be sampling the very beers which we are sorting.
Yeah, because Matt didn't bring us some Natty Light. He didn't bring us some
No.
Budweiser. He didn't even bring us a Tecate. We have some what look like microbrews and
Oh,
stuff
hell
here.
yeah. I went to Vendome in North Hollywood, everybody.
A shout out to Vendome.
Shout out to Venmo.
To a very
My
I
boy
think
John of all
one-off-
beers, or Jack of all beers, follow on Instagram. He hooked your boy up with some real fresh ones here.
Great. For those unfamiliar with Matt, you've got a two-person comedy duo, right?
On the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes, a two-person is usually a duo. I was a bit redundant, but called Horse Door.
Correct.
Yep, you and Audrey Goodman. You're both
Yes.
hilarious.
Why, thank you.
And now you're going to be getting us a little bit tipsy
a
as
little
we
bit.
sort.
Yeah.
Because it is worth noting, I am somebody who does not drink beer nearly at all.
Right.
And
That's
I'm
totally
a weed
fine.
man.
Yeah, it's if I go to a bar, I'm just usually being get me my whiskey sour or my old fashioned.
And I'm asking for weed. And then I'd get arrested.
Do you ask for a specific brand?
Oh,
Or do you just do it's well?
You're assuming that I even know my
Yeah,
way
me
around.
Right.
and
okay.
to be clear, me and Michael, we don't know what we're doing when we're
Yeah.
ordering. I ordered an old fashioned. This was pre Mad Men making it a fashionable drink. I ordered an old fashioned when I started, when I was 21 or whatever, because I literally Googled what do people order at bars.
Wow. That's a great drink to start off with, though.
And it was one of the first ones on the list that I could kind of understand what was in it. And that's what I've been ordering ever since then.
I have a fun old fashioned story just before we get into the beer. I'm stalling.
Yeah.
I was interning at a production company, and one of our heads was leaving for another job. And so they were like, hey, let's make the interns be bartenders at this going away party.
Oh, wow.
And that was the way that we got to go to the party. So
great.
I was behind and I was bartending, as bartending with quotes. And in general, everyone was coming up being like, I'd like a, screwdriver, vodka cranberry.
The ones that are two ingredients.
You have said what is in it.
Yeah. Usually a spirit in the
name.
mixer.
Yeah. And then this one guy comes up and is like, I'd like an old fashioned.
Shut up.
And both of me and the other intern at the time looked at one another and are like, oh, we don't know how to even remotely make that, as we don't know. And he's like, and he just was like, all right, let me get back here.
You went back
Okay,
there and made
number
it?
one,
And-
that guy's an asshole
Yeah.
for that move. But number two, for ordering an old fashioned, because even at regular bars, old fashions take a minute.
They do.
I don't order them. Now that I know what's in them, and I know to get a really good one, it takes 5 minutes to make it.
Right. So he proceeded to it's also worth noting, we did not have all the ingredients immediately available
I'm
to
sure.
us.
Wow. No prep work.
And so I know, because we were literally just like, oh, those are the ingredients to the things, so this is what we can make. And then when this guy's like, I'd like a old fashioned, we were like, we don't have oranges.
Yeah, did you have to go find him an orange?
Yeah, we found an orange, we found the sugar, we did all the necessary things. And so he was like, here's how you make an old fashioned. I'm going to come back and you're going to make me another one later.
Oh, wow.
That's a fucking power move.
It was a power move, but I fucking nailed making him an
Hell
old
yeah.
fashioned.
Oh, hey,
Did he
yeah.
tip you well?
Not only did he tip me, but he threw another party and had me come over and paid me like $200 to bartend at his party, and then I got to keep all the tips from his subsequent
Why
friends.
That's a great gig.
Like a famous mixologist now.
Because it was like old fashioned was as far as I got in terms of like fancy wild drinks.
You can start an old fashioned bar.
It's already escaped me. Like,
you
even
have a
how
friend who is fabulous at making cocktails, and we should have on to like sort cocktails.
Ooh.
Paul.
Oh yes, we
Yes.
should have Paul on. But anyway, onto beers. I'm a real moron.
We have a
Right.
big blind spot here.
Yeah, and truth be told, like the only like beer that I like is really like ciders, to which some will even scoff at of like, that's not really a beer.
Well, speaking of ciders, right here I have the Aspall English cider, and it's dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's get started with that one while
If you
you
wanna
open
start
it
with this
up.
one, yeah,
Like I
go
can maybe
ahead.
like try to like talk a little bit about what this one is described as being by Aspall experts.
Sure.
Apparently, this starts sweet and has a very dry finish.
Okay. What can you tell us in general about ciders?
Ciders are great.
We
Great
got
to
an expert,
drink.
folks.
I'm an expert on all things beer and cider related. No, I don't really know exactly how. It sounds like a very more easy thing to brew than say a double IPA or an ale of some sorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one has really good reviews. I'm pretty excited to
Yeah,
try
this is an older one, established in 1728.
Damn.
Yeah, I got you the good stuff. Yeah,
I always forget, like, beer is as old as, like, fun itself. Like, people fucking love booze.
Yeah.
It's, like, the cornerstone of, like, civilizations. It, like, causes, like, what's that Simpsons quote? Alcohol, the cause and solution to all life's problems.
Yeah,
I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry, Simpsons fans.
I feel like that was pretty close.
yeah. I can't really, I can't tell you like the scientific stuff behind the brewing process of cider, but they're usually obviously lighter. Hints of apple.
This one smells okay. This
Yeah,
one
what do
straight
you-
up smells like a Martinelli with like a sharper,
Yeah.
like nose on it.
Right.
Mhm.
So all right, let's take a sip,
So,
fellas.
well, what do you think it might be?
Is
Is what I'm curious
I
about.
haven't really had too many ciders before, so I'm like, from just the smell of it, I'm like, this is gonna be apple juice. What?
Mhm.
Put apple juice in my mouth.
But in terms of a house, what do you get from the scent of
Oh.
it?
I feel like it might be a Ravenclaw.
Oh, really?
I would agree.
Why is that?
Like, I feel like there's a bit of reservation to it. Like I mean, also the fact that it's going to be a little bit dry. I think that somehow is driving me in a Ravenclaw direction. Like, it might just be a little more like factual as it hits. But I just say bottoms up on this.
Bottoms up.
All right, yeah, let's taste it.
Nice carbonation.
It's more sour than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, it's less sour than I thought it was going to be.
You
How
probably have had
interesting.
more ciders than I have.
That's probably not true.
What? Nothing makes sense.
I know. Nothing is real. Strawberry fields forever.
So this is your common cider made from apple juice. You could also get Perry's, which are made from pears.
Why are you whispering over NPR? Like you're doing like a This American Life profile on the cider.
I just want to class up your podcast a little bit.
Or maybe just counterbalance how much yelling I do, which is also fair.
So I guess after tasting it, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it definitely has like some sourness and some sweetness, a little bit of like sharpness from the carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
And it does start to like immediately get like drier as it settles on your tongue. Yeah, I'm gonna say your observation is correct. This is a Ravenclaw ass drink.
If it had gone more fruity, I think that would have complicated things for us. Like, we might have veered into Hufflepuff territory. But the dryness and the fact that it's not so strongly sour or strongly sweet, makes it like very middle of the road. Like I think if it were really sour, we might have been like, oh, it's a Slytherin. If it were really sweet, we might have been like, oh, it's a Gryffindor. But
yeah, and this is like probably going to be the easiest one for me to drink out of all the other ones. It reminds me of like it's like the alcohol you first start drinking when you start drinking. And that makes me feel nice. I like that. What was the first thing that you ever drank though? What was the first alcohol? Do you remember?
Ooh.
Oh, it was straight up Smirnoff.
Oh.
Just Smirnoff?
Oh, straight up?
Oh yeah. Like it was the improv group that we met at had a retreat, and this retreat went to Big Bear, and we all are very cold. It's winter time, and we all get red cups with Smirnoff in it. We all toast and just like shoot it back. And that was because I was a pretty like goody, like I didn't drink in high school at all. So it wasn't until college. And even then, like I was seeing people drinking, but I was like, no, that's Satan's beverage. Like,
and even now, like you don't drink as much as like hardly any of my friends, but I do hang out with all comedians who are all very sad people.
Well, it's also worth noting, I have a very weird thing when I get drunk. Like I have an interesting threshold where like I will get buzzed and that is pleasant. The point, however, that I pass that buzz threshold, my morality cranks to 11, and in ways that like makes me almost paranoid.
So you get more inhibited.
I'll be having a conversation. Like if I were having a conversation with you, Matt, there's no part of me that would be like, even in my sober state, that would be like, we're going to fight. But if I'm like having drank too much, my head will be like, don't fight Matt. Don't fight Matt. Don't fight Matt.
Your intrusive thoughts get cranked up to 11.
And there's like no part of me that is like, I'm not going to do that. Or if I'm talking to a lady, like
don't
it's like,
kiss her, don't
make out with her. Don't make out with her. And it is. And so I'm having a conversation just like trying to be like, it's not a thing that I'm going to do. But like, why is that? Like,
Michael, you and I have been around each other when you've been very drunk. Have you ever had a thought about me? Or is it hard to remember?
I don't think I've had the fear of either punching or making out with you.
I do remember though, one time I got so drunk that in the Uber ride home, I held your hand and you were like, okay. And we held hands platonically in an Uber back home.
How cute.
I'm going to give you a slightly more embarrassing version of that. You were like more than just holding my hand.
What happened? Did I kiss you?
No, you were like working your way up my arm, and I was like,
what?
and I was like, no, Katie, we're just gonna move back to hands now.
I probably was just like,
was
muscles.
it dolphin fin holding hands or spider grip?
I don't remember.
Ooh.
But I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable. I'm so sorry.
It was kind of funny at the time. I was like, all right, Katie, we're just moving it back down, and you were
just
like
squeezing your bicep.
And you were like, you're so nice. And
I am an affectionate drunk.
That's so nice.
But like, I'm not trying to fucking molest anybody. I'm so sorry.
It's totally fine. I actually thought you didn't remember that at all.
I remember holding hands and be like, Michael's such a nice friend.
Yeah,
like, that was my whole
and then you proceeded to like move up my arm.
I probably wasn't even aware I was doing that stuff because I don't remember it happening. I need to think about my choices in my life, folks.
Welcome to the tell-all in our relationship.
You got a couple drinks in you guys already.
If anybody's shipping us, this is spicy stuff.
Ooh, baby. Right up that romance.
What about you, Matt? What was the first alcohol you ever drank?
From what I can remember, my childhood, I remember like grabbing my dad a beer as he was barbecuing across the street, and I think it was a Miller. And I grabbed it from the fridge and like exiting the garage and like, okay, no one's here. I could just take a little quick swig. I took a swig and I just remember it tasting exactly like dirt. It was just dirt.
You were like, why does my dad love this?
Yeah, it was so confusing, and I just brought it over, and I'm sure they asked me like, did you take a swig?
See, that's kind of where I'm at still with beer. Whenever I have it, I'm not like, man, I can't wait to drink this again.
Yeah.
Cider is the only one that I'm like, oh, the fruitiness is going to dull it out. Like,
Right.
so
yeah,
I
you're
can-
like, it's just juice. All right, let's go to the next one.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
What do we have next?
We're gonna jump to another old brew. This is Weihenstephaner.
Yeah, you nailed that
I
pronunciation.
think I said it right.
Well,
It's a
let me see here.
Hefeweizenbier.
Mhm.
Hefeweizenbier. Can you?
Weihenstephaner.
All right, your turn.
Weihenstephaner?
There you go.
Like,
That's-
you've
it's
actually
one of
been to
those three.
Germany, right? So you
I-
probably
yes.
got the closest.
I mean,
It looks like Wiener Stephanie from over here.
It does.
I definitely used Duolingo for a little bit to
Oh, yeah.
try to learn. Whenever I travel around the world, the like most important word you need to know is I'm sorry. And Entschuldigung is what you say in Germany.
In Shoe Lagoon?
Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
Is the way you say I'm sorry.
It's like, I'm sorry probably comes out of my mouth more than almost anything else.
Yeah, and
so I
in-
goof up all the time.
in Japan, it's sumimasen.
Mm-hmm, that one.
Sumimasen. And I'm blanking on some of the others, but like, yeah, when I went
And
to
then
Germany.
in California, it's my bad. My bad, man.
Oh my
Yeah.
bad. Ooh, look at that head. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm pouring the beer as you're talking.
This is true. So thank you. What can you tell us about what type of beer is this?
So this is a Hefeweizen.
Okay.
So this is a wheat beer, a German wheat beer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the literal translation of Hefeweizen.
Mhm.
Hef is yeast, and I think Weissenberger or Hefeweizen, yeah, is your wheat.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's yeast wheat beer.
Okay.
They're keeping it simple.
And so
Yeah.
do these tend to, like, what kind of, like, flavors do these tend to be? in a
These
Hefeweizen?
usually tend to be predominantly like a banana flavor. Some say even bubblegum as well.
Oh, okay. So you're getting a lot sweeter.
A lot, yeah, like a more floral
It
kind of
definitely
thing.
does smell a lot lighter and sweeter
Yeah,
than, like, even
as
the
you can
last
see,
one.
like look at the head on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a very, very pale yellow.
And just for more visual stuff, this is what it looks like. The bottle labeling.
He's pointing it to us, and this is an audio podcast, Matthew.
I thought it was just be a good like visual gag for your podcast.
Yeah, well, a lot of good visual gags on this podcast.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I'm wearing clown shoes.
This is one where like I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a little whiff.
Mm-hmm. I'm smelling it and I'm like, this is the smell of beer that I'm like, this could be a hit or miss for me. But I
Off
suppose
the hip, what do you think it's going to be before?
I think I might like it, but not enough to ever get it again.
Okay, here we go.
Like if it were offered to me freely, I'd drink it. But
You getting that banana?
no,
No.
I'm not tasting banana.
Maybe a
but
little bit of bubble gum.
Maybe my palate's off, but
Ooh, it's
What are you
very-
getting? What do you?
I get that bubble gum, dude.
Yeah?
I'm in no way tasting bubble gum.
I'm getting like Bazooka Joe realness right
Oh
now.
wow! Comic strips and all.
Mm-hmm. Like he sat on a dog and then the dog bit his butt and then he went, "Ow, hot dog!" And you're like, "Why is that funny?"
Well, I don't know. I'm
because
chewing
it's
gum
like
now.
a turn of phrase on that hot dog, but it's a dog, literally.
Like a hot
How
seat.
wildly clever.
Have we ever talked
Wildly
about like he
clever.
never actually fires a bazooka in any of the comics? How did he get that name?
Have you read all of the Bazooka Joe comics, Katie?
Oh, I'm caught up.
Oh, okay. Excuse me then.
I go to the comic book store every week and I
Oh,
ask for the
and
latest
you're like,
Bazooka Joe.
Have you pulled my Bazooka Joe for me? And they're like, yeah, here's your bubble gum.
And they just like put a handful of gum down and I go, no, I've read that one. Thank you though.
What are you trying to pull? Don't you know who I am? I'm Katie Reed, Bazooka Joe expert.
I really hated it when they expanded the universe to involve grape. All right.
Oh.
I like this beer. I think this beer is great.
You like this beer?
Mhm.
Nice.
I'm
It's,
okay with it as well.
Okay.
But I again, like if if given the choice, I'm going the cider route probably.
I would have assumed
I feel like this is one that's going to have an aftertaste that feels kind of musky, though. But that's probably every beer.
Yeah, you could say funky. Yeah,
Funky,
You
yeah.
get funky at the end. Just another thing about the label of this thing, another visual gag, is that it says it's from the world's oldest brewery.
How old is it?
Since 1040.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this thing was brewed in like, the Bronze Age. And
Some
made for
Bronze
kings
Age-
and stuff.
Bronze
This
Age beer.
beer-
So technically, bubblegum tastes like this beer, not the
Yeah.
other way around.
This
Right.
beer predates like most of our knowledge of the North America, like the American continents.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking bonkers. Okay, for that and the fact that like it's pretty pleasant, but it might not be for everybody. But it's been going strong. I'm gonna give this a Gryffindor ass.
I was going to go Slytherin.
Slytherin, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just tasted it just now, and I instinct saying Slytherin.
I'm just holding on to the aftertaste right now, which I'm not the best critic on this considering I don't love the flavor of beer.
And we're probably not doing this like legit way. Like we're not spitting it out and like swishing water or anything like that. We're just going like so we're probably even layering flavors right now. We're terrible at our jobs.
Oh, yeah.
I'd certainly appreciate if you didn't spit on my floor.
Okay, but we did end up between Slytherin and Gryffindor, which is like I always say are very close to each other.
Right.
So it just all comes down to, is this a self-serving sort of vibe, or is it an ultimately selfless sort of vibe? Because that's the main distinction between
Katie, make your
Gryffindors.
points.
I'm going to say that this one has been important to the community, nay, to civilization.
Mm-hmm.
And has probably helped people at a time when they couldn't even be drinking fresh water in their communities. Because, like, that happens a lot. Beer was often a replacement when there wasn't fresh water.
True.
So this one has been holding it down for a while. And it's also not super harsh in a way that I feel like a Slytherin beer might be. It's very light off the palate. I feel like a child could probably drink a sip of this and not be totally overwhelmed. Not that I want children to be drinking alcohol, but, you know, they do it in France and stuff.
Right.
So anyway.
Arguments for Slytherin.
Against that, the thing about it being selfless and everything, like maybe people couldn't drink water, so they drank this. This beer was made for kings. Like specifically for kings. Like
shit. That's
I believe
yeah.
So there's some elitism going on.
Totally. And that's why I say Slytherin.
That's wild that me, who is from the most like dirt poor white trash fucking background, is drinking beer. King beer.
Yeah.
My God, I feel what? I feel like I got tricked. It's a Slytherin. You how dare you, beer?
But
How
now
dare
you're
you.
living like a king, Katie.
I know, I got overwhelmed. Like, this is something that a king drank?
That's pretty exciting. So what is next?
Oh, what's next on the docket? It's kind of a twofer.
Oh.
Right. So the guy over at Vendome, family owned, only 6 more locations in LA.
Do you work for Vendome?
I do not work for Venmo. Vendome.
That's a good plug you got for them, dude. You keep saying their name wrong. So what did he say?
He said, get this one with this one, because this...
Get this one with this one?
The Hercules one, which is a Great Divide brew, I believe it's from Colorado, is an older double IPA in terms of like shelf life.
Okay.
What is a double IPA?
It's just twice the hops than a regular IPA.
What's
is
an IPA?
Indian Pale Ale.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And what do those flavors? What flavors are usually present in an IPA?
Mostly hops, I would say.
Okay.
Define
Hops are it's like a flower, and it's like the heart of beer, essentially.
Like it's like what flavors are you getting from the hops?
It depends on which hops you're going for, because like there's old world hops, which is like what you're seeing with your Hefeweizens and like beers from Europe and stuff like that.
And then what kind of hops are you getting in an IPA?
I'd say, especially with this one, this is a El Segundo and Green Cheek brew. So it's probably American hops, which is more citrus kind of driven.
Okay.
But it's more like floral kind of thing. It tastes like a garden sometimes for me. There's another brewery like Stone IP. Do you know Stone Brewery at all?
Yeah.
Okay, great. They have a Enjoy By series, which is really great. And it lists the dates that you need to enjoy this beer by, or else it's just like, it's not going to be the same experience. And those beers are like really fantastic. It's like drinking fresh grass or like a garden of some sort.
So you really like those sort of botanical, fresh, bright flavors in a beer?
Yes.
Okay.
And this type of beer, the IPA, is like huge in America right now, I think. And
yeah,
like
I can definitely say like I see a lot more of IPAs being ordered around places.
Yeah. They're
What's
so
like the most
obsessed with
famous
it.
IPA?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. Famous IPAs?
Yeah. Are there any like that are made by like the big guys? Like what
mean,
kind of beers are like, what even are like Miller Lite or like Coors or whatever?
They're lagers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're like kind of like the like the residue of like other brews.
Oh, really?
So they're like trying to get as much like produce, like product out of whatever's left of what they are brewing there. And that's just like, let's fill the rest of this brew with more water and like ferment it again and all that stuff. And now you have all your lighter lagers that are really popular.
That's all light beer is? Like they were just like, let's reuse this stuff from when we made regular
getting
beer?
all their money's worth from all of their...
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like the Spam of beer.
Exactly, yeah.
Like no one wants to really... Like you'll eat it if it's there.
Yeah. It's like you're obligated to drink sometimes. And it's like, oh, it's there. It's cheap and it's...
I say that as someone who loves Spam. Like me and like... the Pacific Islands, we got Spam on lock. And I do like a nice lager once in a while. Okay, but this is an IPA.
A double IPA.
Double IPA.
So this is, I'm kind of throwing you in the deep end a little bit with this. Because IPAs are hoppy in themselves. But a double IPA is double the hops.
All
so
right,
you're getting
hold
more.
Hold on to your wig, Michael Barryte.
Oh, it's worth noting, like, my wig will be thrown off in every which way. As just these two little sips, and despite the fact that I ate dinner, I'm already buzzed.
Oh man.
That's
I am
great
a
news.
lightweight
This
of
is
all lightweight.
This was my main goal for this.
If you have any of those thoughts,
I am
you
a
have to disclose.
cheap date. No, I have just been watching intently and thinking I'm not going to be able to keep up anymore. This is great.
How much are you having from each? Are you drinking the whole thing?
I'm drinking the whole thing, but it is worth noting that there's not much of the whole thing.
Oh, no, sure. Like, we're drinking maybe less than a half ounce each of us. But I've been taking a sip and then putting it down, Michael Barryte. This is a tasting. What are you doing?
You animal.
I'm an alcoholic.
Don't fight me, Michael. Don't fight me.
I won't fight
Stop
you.
fighting me. Ow.
Why
You're punching
are you grabbing
me.
my arm now? Stop touching my arm.
This is terrible for me. I'll never tell you secrets ever again.
Oh, you definitely will. Like, that's our cycle. All right, let's try this double IPA.
This one's called the Hercules. It's Great Divide Brew Company, double IPA. And note that it is dated in terms of shelf life.
Okay.
So let's give this a little whiff.
Okay.
Kind of fruity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get that.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely getting like that
Citrus.
sort of like citrus and like grassiness
Totally.
that you talked about.
Those are very common things, the IPAs.
All right, let's just do it, dudes.
All right.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Throwing you deep, guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's a bitterness
That
to this.
aftertaste, huh?
Yeah. No.
Uh-huh.
Does beer have tannins like wine does?
They do, yes.
Does this have tannins in it?
Probably.
This is definitely one that
If
I'm
you
not
don't
taking
know,
another
if,
sip
if
of.
you're not really familiar with like wine or anything, tannins are the parts of the banana that make your mouth just go blah, 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 blah. Like it's like the dry sort of, and if they're not tannins, there's something else happening chemically in this beer that is so much more bitter and just like I don't know.
It's acidic, right?
I hope that sound was very
Acidic or
pleasant
basic?
for the,
I don't know.
for the listener.
By the sour face you're making, yes, it is acidic.
Yeah.
I thought you said acidic at first, and I was like,
Oh my
what?
God. No, please, let's not have.
No.
That is not what I said, for the record.
No.
You don't like it.
No, I do not like it. So I'm really looking forward to taking the second one.
Well, this one,
I'm squinting from it.
the El Segundo one and green
Like
cheek
it's too
combination.
bright in the room from the beer. Not for me.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm now. Truth be told, I think the bitterness of the beer kicked me out of the buzz.
Oh no! It
Ruined your vibe, man.
Uh,
What would you sort this as? Keeping the label in mind.
I really want to resist the urge to just say Slytherin because I don't like it.
oh,
Right.
see, I think it's a Ravenclaw.
Why are you getting that?
I think because of how nerdy it is, it has a very specific parameter of which it's still good.
Yeah, that was one of the contributing factors. I think some of it is I don't mean to be throwing Ravenclaws under the bus as much, but as it is both a double IPA, so it's already it's setting up a degree of barriers for itself.
Oh, sorry.
Damn, Matt.
It's setting up a degree of barriers for itself that I think sometimes Ravenclaws, I'd say Ravenclaws and Slytherins are the potential camp that this would be, and I don't think it's a Hufflepuff. I don't think it's a Gryffindor.
I would agree.
So it's I just think the numerical angle and also the double angle,
And I would also
is
say because it's very trendy, it's everywhere, and a lot of places are making their own,
Yeah,
right?
people are obsessed with IPAs. It's sickening.
So
I'm
it's
so sick of IPAs.
You are?
Yeah, double IPAs, everything. There's even triple IPAs.
I can't imagine
Yeah,
having
it's just
something with that much more hops
And
in it.
the alcohol percentage on these are just double digits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you have more hops,
Yeah.
to crashing out from this.
when you have more hops, does that make it more alcoholic?
Yeah, I don't think that's what's happening. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a brewmaster.
Gotcha.
I could not tell you.
You're just a lover of the beer.
I am a lover. What I like to do is I'd like to try new beer and see what I pick up first, and then I read about it, and that's what makes it fun for me. And sure, I don't really read in much
Are
into
any of
it.
these ones that you haven't had before? Or all of these?
All
new?
of these I've never had before.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's brave of you. You're
Thank you.
I'm coming in as representative of a beer nerd in the beer nerd community.
I'm far from that.
But
Far from it.
no, I see you. I see you going all the way with this,
Thank
dude.
you
You're gonna
so
be a
much.
fucking beer nerd.
Let's try this next double IPA because now my palate is just fearing it.
Which one's been your favorite so far? The cider?
It's definitely gone downhill as we've tried them. It's been oh, that's nice. Okay,
We should
this is
sort
fine.
your favorite foods or beverages one time, Michael. That'd be fun for me.
My foods and beverage preferences are weird, and now I'm just having trouble even thinking of what they are. I have just
You like chicken noodle soup?
I do like chicken noodle soup.
What if we did soup plantation items?
Oh my god.
I was literally at Soup Plantation today.
What am I telling? I know my man, Michael Barryte. He loves soup plantation. He goes there every time he's sick.
Yeah.
It's his thing.
Yeah. What does that mean? I might be getting sick, guys.
Oh no, sickly Michael.
Oh no. But this one actually smells better.
Right? So
Oh.
this
One smells remarkable.
I disagree because at first it is a pine smell, but on
I'm
first
not
whiff,
smelling pine, really?
I get that pine a
on
lot.
first whiff though,
Oh no, there it is.
here's a TMI moment. One of my cats had an accident. I hope this isn't going to color you in a weird way in the taste test, but it smelled like the top note of cat pee for me.
You know what? Tasting any type of alcoholic beverage is all about what comes to mind when you taste it. So if it happens to be your cat's spray, let it be so.
Okay, I don't like that, but I'll drink my cat's pee pee if that's what you're saying I have to do.
Michael, you
I took
seem like
the
you're
smallest of sips and it wrenched my neck to the side.
okay. So what you're drinking is this one's the El Segundo Brewery Company and the Green Cheek Beer Company teaming up to bring you Beginner's Luck Double IPA. Beer Bros brewing together.
There's some sweetness.
I guarantee you won't taste that sweetness upon sipping.
And
All
this
right.
one was bottled on the 19th.
Of this
Great.
month?
So yeah. This
Wow,
month.
yeah. So it is a much shorter window than other beers.
Yes. So this one's fresh.
All right, here we go.
Are we-
Take another sip.
Is this like the freshest one of all the ones that we've had?
Absolutely, yeah. Because these two are. This one's the cider's from England. The Weihenstephaner is from Germany, and this
The
one's
other
from
two
Colorado.
are domestic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
right?
Whoa, this one's way better.
I do not agree. This was a steady descent off of a cliff for me.
No.
Oh, man.
I drink grandma's perfume.
This one is way
no.
lighter than the Hercules previous one.
It in no way tastes the way it smells.
Nope. Like how did I get cat pee and then it got worse?
Oh.
How did I start at cat pee and it got worse?
Oh my goodness.
I'm not even usually like picky or like I'm not like this. I don't like feeling like
Are
this.
you going to vomit, Michael?
No, but
What?
like
You're covering your mouth.
you have such a look of delight on your face to my pain or to the beer.
No, my main goal was just to get you buzzed
Yeah, well you
on your own
I
podcast.
have to drive home tonight, fellas.
But Michael, you don't have to drive. So.
No, I
No,
don't.
you-
My bed is
Yeah.
feet away
No,
from
I
the
actually feel
microphones.
fine, but I will say I don't like. I want to try. This is something that is actually an insecurity of mine. Is that it's beer is one of the few foods or beverages that I cannot really handle.
Mhm. Is it like is it scary? Is it like
Scary?
yeah,
No.
or is it
Like
just like you can't. The taste of it just never
It's-
clicked with you.
it just never clicked.
Yeah.
I once read it was some food guy or like someone who like is like a chef or something who said like if there is a food or beverage that is beloved by like so many people, especially like an entire like culture or whatever, then you not liking it is like something with you and not necessarily the food itself being bad. And that really helped me with my hangups with food and made me a much less picky eater to be like, oh yeah, it was like humbling, like, yeah, if a ton of people like Duran, as you slowly burp into the mic,
Sorry.
then I should like try it. And so not liking something, even when I reapproach it multiple times, makes me feel weird. And I hate it.
Mm.
I want to love all these
Right.
beers.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in the camp of so frequently I'm hearing about, oh, this wine pairs so well with, or like this drink is really meant to. Katie just took
made it
another
up.
drink out of it.
Why?
Stop drinking the cat
Oh.
pee.
Okay, I'll put it
Katie's
down.
If you don't like
expression
it,
was that of like Bugs Bunny when he drinks some transformative potion.
Like
That's
my
His
Descriptor.
eyes, like the eyes, like get like two different sizes and are different shapes. That was Katie just moments ago.
and like my skull pushed further back into my neck, and I was like, it was trying to retreat from the taste.
Right. Yeah. So, but I definitely have those situations where it's like, oh, this wine tastes, pairs so well with this, or this mixed drink pairs so well with this. And I'm like, I don't have the palate for like, I recognize when things taste good together, but I couldn't by just like, oh, this is going to be really.
it's
and I
super
don't know-
intimidating.
I don't know, and I also have problems doing the thing where they're like, "Can you taste the berries in this?" Can you-"
Right.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, I can get like the very, very basic, like this is sharp,
Yeah.
like soap, or this is like botanical,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
from like what's the stuff in like grass and stuff, chlorophyll.
Mhm.
Like I can get those very basic, like dumb things, but like specific notes, like saying like this tastes like bubble gum, this tastes like bananas. It just doesn't work for me, and I don't get it.
Right.
And I don't want to say like, oh, it's not real, but like how y'all tasting like cardboard and cigar and like cherries and
Yeah.
stuff and wine. I don't get it.
It's all just training.
We sorted this yet?
No, we have not.
Are we sorting them both together?
I think separate.
Separately, yeah.
I mean, double IPAs, I'd say in general is a Ravenclaw, but
Oh, okay.
Ravenclaw.
So yeah, that first one was a Ravenclaw. This
Just because
one,
of the numerical thing.
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I would say,
Mhm.
like, we really need to think about the fact of like the short window in which you can enjoy it is very pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have I feel like you have to have a certain appreciation of beer in general to enjoy this. Like, this is not a beginner's beer.
Totally not. Yeah. I would not start a
You
beginner.
leaning towards Slytherin with this
Yeah.
one. It
I would
sounds
say-
like it.
Either Slytherin or Ravenclaw. It might also be a Ravenclaw, just in
Mhm.
terms of like, this is like a beer person's beer.
Right.
If you won't say it, I'll say it. It's Slytherin.
It's Slytherin?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
gonna say
I'll go
Slytherin.
with it. I'm going to trust your gut.
Just the
'cause-
bite of the bitterness is
Mhm.
enough for me to say
like
it's
snake
Slytherin.
venom.
Yeah.
Oh.
And on that note, we're all a little bit drunk.
Mm.
So
I'm fine.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Matt
we
is
g-
as sober as he's ever been.
Yeah.
I
And I've been with you at a bar. I know.
You have, yeah.
Yeah.
One of so I didn't drink in high school as well,
Mm-hmm.
like you said. But one of the first times I've ever drank in public with other people was with the comedy group that we were with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
uh-huh. And what
We
was
went
that
to
like?
Monica's house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And
Monica, who has
Friend of
been
the
on the
pod.
yeah,
podcast.
she's
Yeah.
on the podcast. And a great place. And she had a Blue Moon in the fridge. And that was one of the beers that I have tried. Like, my relatives are just like, hey, try this thing. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not of age, but I'll try it. And I loved it. Blue Moon is my favorite beer. I'm not of age to drink, but I heard she had Blue Moon. And I was like, yeah, I'll take one of those. And you said, Matthew Duran, I didn't know you had such sophisticated taste in beer. Blue Moon. That's what you said.
Oh,
For Blue Moon?
Yeah,
That's like McDonald's or something.
it is now. It is now.
it
But
is
at the
now.
time
it
but
wasn't?
Back
Back
then,
then, it
that
was-
was like right when it was coming up. And you have to also recognize that at that same party, it was like Natty Ice and
Oh, yeah.
There was a shark. What was that one? It's really just, it tastes like piss. Kind of Mexican beer.
I mean, all very, very bad beers. So like the fact that he was like, no, I am going for the Blue Moon, sir, was like,
but like that was my first time out drinking, and then you saying that made me feel really good about my choices in life.
I had no idea that I had such an effect.
And our friend Elise was there as well, and we went to high school together, so same kind of upbringing. And like before I said what kind of beer I wanted, I kind of looked at her and was like, "Are you going to tell anybody that I'm drinking and I'm not of age?" Kind of a look, and she's like, "Go for it." And I'm like, "Hell yeah! Well, I'm gonna have a beer for the first time
Like,
in public."
Honestly, this has been really good for me. I like doing stuff outside of my comfort zone, and even like trying like intense beers is definitely that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for bringing
Of
these
course.
over. Like, I feel like I know a little bit more about beers.
Yeah.
And I know like when someone says, "Would you like the IPA or the double IPA?" I'm gonna go IPA.
Yeah,
Bitch, I do not want those extra
I'm gonna
hops. No,
steer
thank
clear
you.
of both of those. I'll stick with my ciders and my what
You
was
can-
the other one?
The Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. Yeah, I didn't mind that.
Oh no! If we're
Which is-
being honest, if I have my choice about it, the
Mm-hmm.
Bloody Mary is my favorite drink. Why are you laughing?
That's a great drink.
Why are you laughing then?
It's a solid drink. It's a solid drink.
Listen, I like something to
we
have.
were just talking about beers, and you're like, I'm going with the Bloody Mary. It is not a beer.
It's so tasty, and it's also the gayest drink that you can order. And it's weird if you order it after 12. I found out.
Is it? I guess it is like specifically a brunch drink.
I don't know, but people get weird when I try to order it. And I'm just like, I'm
What?
trying to have some Tabasco, thank you. I like tomatoes.
That is such a good combination.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, people are doing some weird stuff with Bloody Marys.
I went to a
Like-
place where they put a whole cheeseburger
Yeah, the
on
slider
it.
on it. Oh, like what the heck?
I don't need that. I don't need that mess. I just need some pickles or maybe an olive.
Yeah.
But
Keep
for
it simple.
these, you just have them straight up. You just have a nice beer, a nice cold beer. So I
Mhm.
would say, like, honestly, even though they're not for me, I can recognize the craftsmanship, and like I highly recommend people go try. I like that King beer,
Mm.
the Hefeweizen
The
one.
Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Look it up, nerds. Go try it if you like
It's a classic.
If you want like
it.
a nice, smooth, sweet beer, do the cider if you're a fucking dork like Michael.
That's me. I'm going to own this one.
Yeah, if you're transitioning from drinking wine and going into beer, start with a cider.
Gotcha.
Definitely.
Or like a wine cooler in some cases.
Dude, that's another one that I like first tried. Wine coolers, man.
Oh, I was
Bringing
at an
it
80s
back.
themed party recently,
Yeah.
and one of our buddies just was like, I figured wine coolers are the 80s. And I was like, I don't think you're wrong.
No,
and
not at all.
It was great.
Matthew Duran, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
I really hope people go on YouTube and check out Horse Store.
Yeah, we've got 115 subscribers.
Big deal.
Big deal.
If you're in the Orange County area in Costa Mesa, he's also part of a really great improv troupe called Instant Improv, and they perform monthly.
Monthly, usually the first week, either a Friday or Saturday.
So look them up online. Go see a live show with Matt. He's a genius.
Thank you.
If you liked what you heard from us, or if you hated it, please give us a review. Michael, where can they find those?
You can review us on iTunes.
You're
on Google
so drunk
Play.
right now. You're so drunk.
Slurring.
iTunes, Google Play. You can also send us an email at SortingHatPodcast@gmail.com. Don't do this to me, Matt. Don't do this to me.
Or you can hit us up
Don't
on Twitter.
fight me, Michael.
Michael's on Twitter at Belated Media, just like his YouTube channel.
Yep.
Great stuff there too. And or you
Fantastic.
can find me at that Katie Reed on Twitter.
I also have a Twitter. It's called That Matthew Duran.
Stop that! I don't want anyone knowing about that. He made it to like make fun of me.
No, I did not.
This is getting too dramatic.
You forced me to make a Twitter, and I could not think of what to call it.
Force you. This
did.
is getting to be like the Real
You
Housewives. He's about to throw a drink in my face. Let's get out
There
of
are
here.
All right, let's clear out.
Oh God.
I guess I'll just stay here with these 4 half-finished beers. Ooh, this is double IPA. I'm gonna have some of that. Michael didn't like you, did he? Huh? Oh yeah. I'll show you. Show you some appreciation.
Matt? Matt, we got up and left. Why are your pants off?
I'm tasting the beer with my penis.